Hey YouTube, it's Alex.
I'm Domino.
This is Alex and Domino's.
Wrestling review.
Alright.
So, WWE Raw 12/21/2015, the Slammy Awards show. Um, Show was honestly, I thought, a little bit better than some other previous Slammy shows. The just looking at some of these notes here. The show opened with Steph cutting a promo in ring. She talked up the Slammies. She talked about Roman Reigns. She talked about what had happened with her father and with Triple H. And, well, cue Roman Reigns interruption music. Uh, Roman Reigns comes down to the ring. Um, he antagonizes her. Of course, she does what she does best. Um, she basically warns there's going to be hell to pay, and that we're going to see the Usos in a handicap match, and we're going to see Dean in a cage match, and you know typical authority type rhetoric and show planning. Um, then they immediately go into the breakout star of the year. That was presented by Dolph Ziggler. The nominees were Kevin Owens, Neville, Charlotte, Tyler Breeze, and Braun Strowman. Uh, the winner was Neville, um, little elf as I like to call him. Um, I thought maybe that Kevin Owens probably should have got it, even though I'm not a Kevin Owens fan. I felt like he definitely achieved the most. Um, he came, and apparently he did as well, because he came out and talked trash to Ziggler, and of course they got into it, and they had to be separated, and um, obviously it was to set up something later, as it usually is. Um, we had Bray Wyatt versus Kane. Kane finally showed his face, since he's kind of been MIA since he and Undertaker took on the Wyatts. Um, Kane won by DQ, I believe it was, and of course Kane then got into it with the Wyatts, and the Dudleys and Tommy Dreamer came down. I guess Rhino was already out of the picture again. Um, and then when they came back from commercial break, I guess the Authority had made a match where it was going to be the Wyatts versus the Dudleys, Kane, and Dreamer. So a nice 4-on-4. The Wyatts ended up getting the win that time via pinfall. Luke Harper ended up pinning Devon Dudley. Um, After that, we had the LOL Moment of the Year. It was presented by Santina Morella. And we had the New Day and Edge and Christian when they did their skit where the Edge and Christian had the kazoo.
Biggie tried to eat the kazoo.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't do something with the kazoo, like put it in someone's booty, because that's his favorite thing. You had the Bushwhackers Hall of Fame moment. You had the Mrs. commercial uh, where they did the um,
Niagara thing.
yeah, the Niagara type spoof, and the New Day's dance with the Authority when Stephanie was getting jiggy with it, and talked Triple H into doing the same thing, and then R-Truth um, with his Money in the Bank skit where he kept insisting that he was in the competition, and that R-Truth ended up winning that, which that was pretty funny. I thought certainly out of the rest of that was the funniest moment to me as well. Um, Santina Morella ended up accepting the award, and then of course R-Truth came out and they had some silly stuff, and then Santino ran off with the the award. Then they go to a Saint Mick promo, of course, with the elves, and they cut a Christmas slammy type of a promo. Nothing real spectacular, but it was what it was. And then we had the oh my god shocking moment of the year presented by Paul Heyman, and the nominees were Rollins wins the title, Lesnar goes crazy on Raw, Kalisto at TLC doing the Solo del Sol,
Selena Del Sol.
Yeah. Hey, the burrito, the taco, whatever. The Undertaker attacked by the Wyatts, and then Sheamus cashes in Money in the Bank. Of course, Kalisto is who ended up winning, but and that was pretty impressive, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for any of those choices. But and then we had the Owens versus Ziggler match that was brought about by their issue from earlier. Owens won by pinfall. We had the Superstar of the Year presented by Steph. Nominees basically were everyone, but they highlighted Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt, Lesnar, Taker, Kane, Sting, Owens, Cena, The New Day, Rollins. Seth Rollins won, go figure. I was rooting for Sting. I'm not a big fan of how they've handled Sting since he's come aboard. And now it looks like he may not wrestle again with his recovery time from the surgery. And it's a real shame that they didn't book him a little bit better to give him the proper respect he deserved. But yeah, moving on, we had Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. Already sick of this. Del Rio wins by a pinfall. Of course, the League of Nations stuck their nose in. They celebrate over over Swagger. Of course, they had to get a few shots in. And then after that, we had Mark Henry presenting the Hero in All of Us award. Nominees were Natalia with all her work that she does, Roman Reigns for his, The Big Show, Titus O'Neil, John Cena. Of course, John Cena won, and for those of you who don't know, John Cena does a ton of stuff. I think he's granted more wishes than any actor, singer, comedian, sports person. That guy does a lot of stuff, but Henry accepted on his behalf. And then they, of course, like they usually do, ran through some awards that weren't on TV, but that they had. The Rivalry of the Year, which was taken by Lesnar Taker. Best WWE Network Original Show, which was Stone Cold Podcast, which I don't know about that one, but I guess that's the bottom line. Best Double Cross was Damien Mizdow. The Extreme Moment of the Year was Roman Reigns levels Triple H. And then, let's see, after that we had the Best Surprise Return of the Year presented by Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Santa Claus. I'm sorry, I don't believe. But those were, let me see here, Dudley Boys, Chris Jericho, Alberto Del Rio, Kane, Sting, and finally Sting got something. Sting won the award. Pretty shitty that we had to see Bo Dallas accept on his behalf. New Day in-ring promo about the Usos winning the Tag Team of the Year award that was also not on TV. And then, of course, they had their New Day 3-on-2 versus the Usos match. Usos win via pinfall. R-Truth presented the Diva of the Year, which we had Nikki Bella, Charlotte, Naomi, Paige, Sasha Banks, and of course they had Paige win, but oops, nope. Just like the whole Steve Harvey and Miss Universe thing, they kind of spoofed that and then, revealed that it was actually Nikki that won, and which that was a cool little moment they had when she gave her acceptance. And then you had Neville versus Rusev. Rusev won by submission. more bullshit gloating by the
League of Nations.
yeah, or the League of Extraordinary Douchebags.
Those two.
This is the awesome moment of the year presented by Miz. Nominees: Lesnar destroying J&J's car, Orton RKO's Rollins, um, Divas Revolution, the Shield momentary reuniting to what was it? Orton put Orton through the table.
Yep.
And then The Rock and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania moment, I believe it was. I want to say it was at WrestleMania, but in any case, um, The Rock and Rousey ended up taking that one, and of course the Miz accepted and did some misery, if you will. Becky Lynch versus Brie Bella. Becky Lynch won by submission, and without the help of Charlotte or woo.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, which leads me to Ric Flair presenting the match of the year nominees were Cena versus Lesnar versus Rollins, Sting versus Triple H, Cena versus Owens, Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio versus Owens. What I say? Yeah, Reigns, Alberto Del Rio, Owens, and Ziggler, Lesnar and Taker in the Hell in the Cell, and of course Lesnar and Taker won. And I mean that was a pretty good match. Paul Heyman accepted and cut a promo, and then we see the Legion of Douchebags assault the Usos in the back. And finally, we got to see Dean Ambrose versus Sheamus in the cage. And of course, the League of Nations interfered and made their presence known uh, how they could, when they could, and of course, and they had started off by assaulting Dean before the match even started, and then ultimately Roman Reigns comes down to even things up, gets rid of the league, and that match kind of ended with Sheamus and Dean fighting over the side of the cage, and finally Dean falling to the floor for the win. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of what happened on the Slammies, WWE Raw, and now that we've done that, what would you like to get in depth on, if anything?
Oh, of course, as you were referring to them, the League of Douches, I think they definitely did make their presence known all night long. Any way they could, they did. I don't know, I guess it's interesting or whatever, this little posse, but it's kind of getting annoying already because, well, they do exactly that. They make their presence known whenever. However, between attacking the Usos and trying to get involved in the match with Sheamus and Dean, and sometimes they've won doing that, but other times their opponents have actually defeated them. Not very many, but some of them have gone very lucky. And KO, hush it. But yeah, that's one thing.
The attack dog.
Our dog likes to think he's Mr. Attack Dog, which he's not. He's most intimidating as a bunny. KO. Okay. Then we had the Divas thing, obviously, which that was kind of cool. How they went about that and them hugging afterwards and everything. That was interesting. I know for a fact we have never really, as far as on TV, like storylines and stuff. Nikki and Paige have always made each other's throats, so it's kind of nice seeing them get along for a change. I liked that. I found that really funny earlier on when Roman interrupted Steph and she's like, "Don't you walk away from me, don't turn your back," and he's just like, yeah, I'm supposed to take you seriously because ultimately, I mean, they kind of laughed in her face about it. Usos won their match, Sheen won his. Well, aside the fact Usos got attacked by the League of Nations, Roman pretty much was able to walk away, and there was no hell to pay for the most part. But I'm sure on SmackDown there will actually probably be more stuff with that, and the Usos probably won't be too pleased about being attacked by the League of Nations. Probably have something to say about that. Maybe not, just depends. But yeah. Oh, the thing with Kalisto winning his Slammy, that was pretty cool. There were a lot of extreme moments. I mean, any of those could have won, but that was a pretty crazy one. Selena Del Soling off the ladder like that. That was really cool, I'll admit. And it was crazy. It's like, I don't know how they do it. They do all those crazy moves. And of course, during the match with Dean and Sheamus, Dean did an elbow drop. Literally, like, he was going all the way up. At one point, he almost got out, but the League of Nations stuck their nose where it didn't belong, and they were they climbed up there too. He didn't have any way out, so his only option was down, which is why he ended up doing the elbow drop. And how he was able to walk after that, I don't know. I'll never know how they do the things they do, but it's pretty impressive nonetheless. And I'm very happy for Becky. She beat Brie again, only this time she did it without the assistance of Charlotte, which I'm sure felt really good seeing how the last two matches she's been in that she's won. Yes, of course, she was assisted by the Flair family. I'm sure it was very nice for her to win this one on her own. Don't really know what else to say, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, good for Seth Rollins. Not a big fan of him either. I was a massive Shield fan, and them breaking up definitely upset me. So good for him. Congrats, he won his thing. Congrats to all the people who won, but of course it's very sad for those who had to have the announcers accept it on their behalf. But like I said, congrats to everyone who won Slammy. All the nominees, runner-ups, they deserved it. Heels, face, they wouldn't have been nominated if they weren't good at what they do, and if they didn't
Yeah.
do what was, what they're nominated for. That's why they're nominated, obviously. But congrats to all those people. That was great, and hopefully the next Slammies is even better.
Show off your
Oh,
your little mock belt that you've had since you were about 4, 5.
this is a World Heavyweight Championship. Had this when I was really little. Just thought it'd be a funny little prop. I actually have another one, which is this exact thing too. Don't know why I have two of those. Then I have one of, I think it might be the original United States Championship, which is pretty cool. Might show that one off as well.
Well, it's not the original, but it's the whole, Cena Spinneroonie deal.
I wasn't aware. I haven't been around that long, but I guess it was from the Cena era. What was that thing he did as a heel? Dr. Thugonomics, I think it was, when he was heel. Probably was from around that era, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I watched wrestling then. Not really sure. I can't remember, okay?
Yeah.
But no, I'll show that off eventually. And if you want to see the other thing, you can, but it's basically just this again. What I really need is a Divas one, because that would be really cool, but I don't have one of those. Maybe one day I'll have one. That would be really, really awesome. But yeah, that was pretty much Raw / Just Slammies in a nutshell. There's not really much to say.
No, tomorrow, live episode of SmackDown. Have to kind of try to get that video in when we get back from our road trip to Branson. Good thing we have DVR.
DVR is very good.
Yeah, and then Wednesday, the tribute to the troops. Maybe we can weigh in on that one. And yeah, and then whatever else you've got going on in your little YouTube world.
The unboxing on Christmas, as I said in my Emily's Way video earlier today, that one hopefully will go up. Don't know about Christmas Eve. We'll try to do something. Maybe another part for Emily's Away. Not really sure yet, but I know the unboxing video will definitely happen. We'll try to get the stuff up with the SmackDown and the tribute to the troops. And I guess we'll just have to see what happens on Christmas Eve. But I'll see you after my road trip to Branson tomorrow with my dad. Bye, guys. Peace. Oh, whatever.
Haha, your fingers aren't in there.
Okay, whatever. Bye, guys.